With heartfelt advice from his dad, Ben was feeling pretty good, but when he brought up Mum again, Dad hit the mute button and went silent. As usual, Dad had nothing to say, but this only strengthened Ben's resolve. So that night he went to find Claire, officially locking in his relationship with Claire. The next day Ben was back in action, and when they spotted their target, everyone quickly slapped on the Nan's mask's apron. They slowly crept up on the stopped armored truck, and Ben took the lead, knocking the guard out in a dramatic fashion. Hawkeye jumped into the truck to start grabbing cash, but then he noticed the driver had mysteriously vanished. Who knew he'd turn around and see what? Turns out the driver seized the opportunity to flee, and the heavy carriages outside started to chase them away. The gang quickly got in the car and sped off. Just as they drove out to the intersection, a nearby patrol car quickly locked onto them. The chubby driver had no choice but to make a U-turn, gearing up for a wild alley chase. No matter which way they turned, cop cars were everywhere. Soon enough, they were cornered and the tension was reaching explosive levels. After a significant look between the nuns, Hawkeye led the charge against the police talk about a wild game. Thanks to their firepower and driving skills, the gang actually broke free. Even with heavy losses, the police kept chasing them relentlessly, so they had no choice but to dart into a narrow alley. They had already set up transfer vehicles, so they swiftly hopped out to switch cars. Hawkeye unleashed a brush to cover them while Ben poured gasoline, lit a match, and turned the van into a flaming ball, using the fire as a smoke screen to escape. He quickly switched to their backup vehicle and zoomed away, speeding down the wrong way like it was a race. Finally, they fled the city before the road-blocking police cars arrived, prompting a police strategy change. The cops rounded up Ben and his crew, trying to break them apart with interrogation tactics. Growing up in the police station, they were pros at this, staying calm in the face of police threats. They knew the cops had no evidence, and once time was up, they could simply stroll out. The FBI shifted focus back to Claire, hoping to find clues from her. They learned Claire had left her previous bank job, linking it to being let go unharmed by the robbers. Doug ordered surveillance on Claire, only to find out she was in contact with Ben every day and their dates were still happening. Scared of the situation, Ben realized Claire had quit her job and began to think about leaving this life behind. When he shared the thought with Hawkeye, the bodies immediately turned on each other. It was hard to believe that a lifelong friendship couldn't compete with a 1-month romance. After a little scuffle, they quickly calmed down. Leaving town wasn't easy. They needed the florist's permission, who turned out to be the big boss behind it all. He was the one supplying all the heist intel and gear, and he took the lion's share of the cash. Ben went to see the big guy with cash in hand, but he knew there was no way he'd let him go easily. He told Ben that his dad had been poisoned for being disobedient, leading to his mom's tragic end. The big boss was using this as leverage against him, and Ben had no choice but to play it cool for the time being. When he returned to Claire's place, he found her huddled in the corner of the bathroom, trembling in fear upon seeing him. Subtitles turns out just a few minutes earlier, FBI agent Doug had come to see her. Subtitles, mistaking Ben as someone who was spying on her, Claire freaked out and kicked him out. Just as he left, he noticed a wreath on her door, and looking around, he spotted the big boss goons. Furious, Ben angrily threw the wreath away, but had to return to Boss Fuss Florist's shop for Claire's safety. The next mission was to snag the income from the downtown stadium, a sure bet for some big bucks, but little did they know, the FBI had them on full surveillance, ready to pounce. Dizzy successfully bribed his way into a truck, while Hawkeye's girl and kid checked into a hotel. When Doug stopped Dizzy's truck, he discovered they'd been pulled a fast one by Ben. The driver turned out to be the one getting paid. What a clever trick. The two went for a wardrobe change into cop outfits, slipping into the stadium with insider help. They exclaimed, "Are you calling 911? "No, call it from here, hurry." The guard was puzzled. but they didn't get a chance to explain. Ben and Hawkeye took the initiative, claiming robbers had infiltrated security. They ordered everyone to show ID and hit the floor, leaving everyone in shock. After taking control, they revealed their true identities. They loaded piles of cash into bags to talk about a haul. They loaded the stolen cash, sauntered out dramatically. It was a perfect performance. Just as they were changing outfits, Ben sensed something was wrong. The parking lot was eerily quiet. Suddenly, he found SWAT teams surrounding them to talk about one wave after another.